Alan, I've won the lottery.
Again?
I want you to imagine.
You won lottery other week.
I want you to imagine I've won the lottery and I'm coming in and I'm saying I want the best 14 foot or 13 foot waggler rod for commercial silverfish you can sell me. What are you going to sell me?
Well, if you won lottery, you have it dearest. So we'll start with dearest, eh? I know we have picked up, but if we're going commercial fishing, we'd have a 13 footer at this time of year because we're fishing with lighter wagglers, we're fishing further out so we can cast better, pick line up quicker. We're usually fishing more to depth as well, so it's not like in summer where you're fishing a pellet waggler 18 inch deep and you're in and out. You're back down to basically fishing the old traditional style waggler, 3 treble A waggler, 2 or 3 number 10s dart line, loose feeding maggots or casters or whatever. So you're doing more finesse fishing, more like an 18 or a 16 to an 010, 012 hook length at this time of year. So my 3 picks. Number 1 pick would be a Daiwa tournament. These are the new Daiwa tournament S's for this year with the blue.
There we are.
This is a 14 footer. We are struggling a little bit on 13s at the minute, but 13s or 14s. But I would use the 14s now, like we've always used the 13 foot for river fishing, haven't we, for us waggler fishing on rivers. I would definitely 99% of the time nowadays use a 14 footer for waggler fishing on Trent. You've got that extra foot of length, so it makes it easier for casting, and the depth of the water, because you're usually fishing further out than you are with a stick float. So the extra foot on it, but they're so light. They're lighter than the old 13 footers we used to use. Even at 15 foot, some of these rods now are so light, they're unbelievable. So silverfish fishing on commercials, you've got the Daiwa tournament in a 13 foot basically is the to go for length. Nice screw reel fittings on them this year.
I love
tournament. Yeah.
So, made in the UK, look.
Made in UK as normal. No rings on these ones though, look, Tom. I thought they were squashed when we got them out at bag, but they're not actually squashed. When I found Daiwa and they made me look daft, that's how they actually shape them now.
Right.
So they're not squashed or anything, and they haven't got any centres in them. They're like the minimums. So they're really lightweight guides on them. So we're looking at a tournament.
How much?
That one is, seeing as you've won lottery, just shy of £400 on that one at 13 foot, 14 foot. So that's probably going to be pick number 1. Pick number 2, because this is a 13 footer anyways, this one. This is the new Superior X Preston. Now these rods, every time they bring this range out, the Superior range, they are getting better and better and better. And this latest range of Superiors, I don't think Preston can get them much better than this now. This is the 13 foot waggler, perfect for commercial fishing in the winter or even in summer when you're wanting to fish further out, or on some of the bigger carp waters where you're casting further out. River fishing, whatever you want to do with it, this rod will cope.
Let's have a bend of all of them. No, we haven't do it on that at all.
Can we do the bendy test while you're holding camera? Look at that. No, not even an inkling that you're going to crack off there on an 010, 012 hook length. If you can, even a carp, you'll just play it to death on these rods.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's do that with a tournament as well. Just
fairness. Don't forget, this one is a foot long. This is 14 foot, so it may look slightly different in action, but you'll get the gist. Look at that.
Look at that. Absolutely sublime.
Perfection, innit?
Yeah, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful rods, them. And they do these in 12s, 13s, 14s, 15 to 17. You know, but the Preston one is just a 13 footer. They don't do any other ones. Then we come to the Drennan Acolyte.
Right, now this, I'm going to say before we start, I told you I won the lottery. I told you that money was no object.
Yeah.
So why are you selling me something that's a lot cheaper than the other two?
Because it's as good as the others.
Ooh.
And it's not quite as dear. But the Acolyte rods, float rods, have been round now for probably 10 years. And I don't think there's anything much better than a Drennan Acolyte for float fishing on the market. And as I said, they've got such a range in these rods, Tom. They've got 11-foot cart wagglers, 11-foot waggler rod if you want to just go on a canal. They've got 12-foot cart wagglers. They've got 13-foot then in what they call, like this one's called an Ultra. So there's two basically. There's an Ultra and a Plus. So the Ultra is on average 10 to 15% softer through the top section into the middle section than the Pluses. So if you're going commercial fishing, silverfish fishing in the winter, or you're doing stick float fishing on the Trent, or River Don, or Yorkshire Ooze, or wherever you go float fishing, I would always try to tell somebody an Ultra, because it's that bit softer in the top section and it's better for stick float fishing. If you're going then on the rivers and you're going waggler fishing, or you're fishing with big balsas for barbel and bollo floats, instead of using a 6-meter bollo rod, we can use one of these because they do them in a 15 and a 17-foot length as well. The range is fantastic of the Drennan Acolytes. So on that side of it then, I would always sell you the Plus, because they're, as I said, 10 or 15% stronger in the tips than these. So these pick your line up better and quicker when you're waggler fishing. If you're chucking out with, say, like a big 5, 6, 8 gram bollo float, you just have more control with them. So winter commercial fishing, 13-foot Ultra. River fishing, I would go 14-foot Plus for my waggler fishing.
Lovely, lovely. A nice looking piece of kit. Let's have a look at the bending. Let's have a look.
Are we bending again?
Yeah.
Just on the Drennan rods as well, this morning the rep came to the shop and I actually should have got the rod off him, but I forgot because my memory's not right good these days. But Drennan have just brought some new specimen acolytes out. So they've done a specimen acolyte rod in a 13-foot, 14-foot and a 15-foot power float rods. So you can use them for waggler fishing or stick float fishing, but the main aim of them is more for the specialist angler who goes big rivers, Wye, Severn, places like that. If you're going fishing for barbel and big chub and big barbel and catching big weights of fish, Acolyte have just brought a new range out, 3 rods in it, and they're on average 20 to 30% more power than the Pluses in the Acolytes. Honestly, they're a beast. But when you pick them up and get a hold of them, we saw the 14-footer this morning, you'd have thought you were holding the 14-foot Ultra. That's still very light and well balanced at the full length, but they are mega powerful.
Joking aside, mate, I use the Acolyte in 17-foot, 15-foot for a lot of river fishing. I agree, they are among the best float rods.
Yeah, they're awesome. For the money, you will not go wrong with an Acolyte.